Grady A.
Hey, run that thing up.
No, but listen to me. The thing is if he shows out in the finals and they still lose, he can still be up there.
Frenchman up there talking his language. We need to get this stop. No, it's you, and I still.
Grady A.
In the East, Philly's irrelevant.
Yeah, can you get the stick around? Can you beat me to
Hey, run that thing up.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Grade A Show. I got Mike and I got clips today. Usual per usual. Make sure y'all leave a like on the channel, subscribe to the channel. We 7 subs away from 200. We just ask that y'all continue to share and get us there and keep on rolling. What's good, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
I'm good at Leo.
Chilling.
I want to encourage everybody watching the shows to continue to tune in to the Pick 6 episodes that we have weekly. We know it's college football championship time coming up Monday, and then we got playoff time for the NFL. So make sure y'all keep up to date with that. But as y'all see with the title below, I kind of wanted to have a little talk about this comment that Brandon Jennings made recently about Jayson Tatum, calling him. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it the softest Celtic player to ever?
Softest Celtic superstar in history. Or something like that. Some wild, outlandish ass shit like that. But yeah.
I think I mean, I'll let you guys pick, off of it too. But, I just definitely think a term like that is foul. I mean, that's kind of like, for me, you say some, excuse my language, you say some shit like that. And we on the street and I see you on the street. I mean, it ain't really no words that, we got to talk about and stuff like that. I just feel like the term, I feel like at the end of the day, we got to stand on business when it comes to that. And I just feel like that wordplay just wasn't where it needed to be. I mean, you want to call somebody soft. I don't think JT's soft. I think he's just not that type of dude. And, we talk about the Celtic greats. All right, Larry Bird, he was a shit talker. We know that. Paul Pierce, he was a shit talker. Rondo, KG, of course, we know that they were shit talkers. So I'm like, everybody's looking for JT to be a part of that shit talking group when it comes to the Celtics, and that's just not who he is. And then I'm just like, St. Louis, I'm like, all right, he's from a city where there is a lot of things going on there. I'm not from there. I haven't been there. I really don't know, but I heard stories. I see things on social media. I'm not saying Jayson Tatum grew up in a rough environment to make him not soft, but I just think the wordplay was wrong. I don't think it was right. If you want to call it like he could be more aggressive, but to call him a soft ass, using that word off after that is, that's just foul, man, in my opinion. At the end of the day, I mean, JT, he gets it done, bro. He goes out there, balls out, does what he can. I mean, we could talk about his game from certain point of views of not being able to be efficient, be consistent, make the right decision. But to me, that just sounds like pure hate coming out like that. And the energy that he brought just wasn't cool. What y'all think on it?
He called that man the softest superstar in Celtics history. Now, I don't agree with it. I guess like one because like he don't talk, he don't trash talk. He let his game do the talking. Granted, I guess they want him to be more physical and more like game dominant, but that's just not his game. Their roster's built around team play. he is the star, or if you want to say co-star, I guess because of him and JB. But I don't think he's the softest superstar in Celtics history. I mean, he just not as vocal. But if he's still going out there and giving you 30 and 11 or 38 and 5, I mean, your game's doing the talking. You want to chip. Like basketball is not always about being the toughest, hardest, most trash talking player. It's about skill at the end of the day. And if his skill is proven that, then I mean, hey, Kate,
And
like
don't get me wrong too. Brandon Jennings came up in an era in the NBA where you had a lot of shit talkers in the league. So I don't really think it's just him, but we got like even guys like Shaq says it all the time. Like besides Joker and Embiid, like the bigs ain't the same. The league is just not the same. So I get where they could talk trash in that sort in that type of sense where it's just like, all right, well, you're not aggressive enough, or these bigs nowadays is soft, but the way it just came out was just like, all right, bro.
and then to me, his reasoning didn't make sense because he was talking about how he didn't win Finals MVP, and it's like, what does that have to tie into being soft? Like that's a voted thing. It's not like, and they're not voting off of like, oh, JB was more loud and outspoken, so that's why we gave it to him. Like that's not, it doesn't. So just don't agree with it. I feel like that was one of them click troll comments, and that's what I just took it as. I mean, would I be wrong to say Brandon Jennings was the softest Buck superstar in history?
I mean, no. Pat Bev was calling him a soft ass. I mean, damn near every time they played. So,
And that's what I'm saying.
know.
So it's like it because like what I mean, I can count a lot of Buck superstars that played a lot harder, a lot more aggressive than Brandon Jennings. So it's kind of like you can't really just throw that out there like that. For real, for real.
Where you at with it, Mike?
I think you used the wrong word, to be honest with you, because first of all, his game's not soft. I think he's an elite rebounder for the position he plays and his height, and he initiates contact a lot and gets to the line. He crashes the hoop. He goes and plays in the post. And look at Embiid. I know he's injured all the time, but he don't go down and play in the post that much anymore. But I'm glad you mentioned like Pat. Yeah, Ace is right. Just because he's soft doesn't mean he's not talented. But I think he uses
not talented. So,
but I think it just came to like what Clip said is just like him making the statement afterwards saying because he didn't win Finals MVP. Don't get it twisted. Like Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP, but he's not like I'm not going to say he's soft. I'm not going to say he's tough, but his play is just more aggressive than JT's at certain moments in games. So does that just make JT soft because he didn't win Finals MVP? I don't get that. The numbers at the end of the day, we could talk about the numbers, but I think when you make that phrase calling somebody soft, that's a side what you could do. Because if I could sit here and drop 50 points on it, like the league is just different. Like 50 points doesn't mean that you're just an aggressive player. And like Jayson Tatum has plenty 40, 50-point games, 30-point games. But we're considering him. Brandon Jennings is considering him being soft because
he's
he
not
didn't win
or he's not
Finals MVP, or he's had signs of not being aggressive, or not being consistent, or not being efficient. He's a very talented player, but to call him soft, I just think was wrong.
You want to talk about soft? The Celtics media is the soft one. They didn't want to look soft, so they didn't vote him as the MVP. Outside of Gary Washburn, they're all the same in my opinion. But I like how you mentioned Pat Bev and like the old school NBA. These guys are just living in the past. Now you don't really have like these heated rivalries. I don't even like Pat Bev. Definitely, he's a trash talk, a tough player. I want to throw Draymond in there, but as we've talked about in the past, he picks on the Frenchmen and the Euro guys more than just picking on anyone. But it's a different game now. Like you look at the Celtics, they're almost taking 53s a game. I think they're like around 49.5 threes a game, something like that. Before you crash in the post with physicality, and these guys didn't have the shooting ability that they have now. So I think when they're making this comment, they're just living in the past. And if you call him a beta, I understand that because he's not like the alpha like on the court, but he's still I don't know about soft being the right word.
I would say this, right? Some of y'all favorite toughest players I watch get pieced up in real life. So how tough are they?
Tough players like who?
I watched people's favorite players like no disrespect, God rest his soul, Kobe. Like we can say Kobe was tough, right? But I watched him get pieced up on national television. So y'all's toughest players have every tough player is gonna have a soft moment or a questionable moment. That doesn't mean they soft. That's just my take. Like I didn't get the comment. So so that's all I'm gonna say. I just like I say it all the time. I watched Jordan get pieced up too. Like we watched Jordan get hands put on him too, I guess. So it's like
Yeah, I just don't understand just where
what's
that
the meaning
comment
of
came
like I
from.
just want to know like the context of meaning of soft. Like if you want to be more aggressive, you can't say he's soft. You can't say soft is not equal to talent, but then you refer to his talent to say he's not aggressive. That's like two backhanded sides. So mhm.
I mean, I just never heard of somebody be criticized so much for doing everything that he's done since being in the league. 7 damn near conference championship games, NBA champion. Um, I mean, technically, shot to Jalen Brown, but he could have been definitely deserving of that Finals MVP too, if we're gonna take it there, based off of Brandon Jennings' comment. Um,
Yeah.
but you know, I just don't think that was just the right way to go about it. But again, with everybody, it seems from that era of basketball talks with that same type of energy. They may not make a comment like that, but they all addressed it. The league is just not the same. If we had a KG in this league today, the league will be a bit different. You know, referees would handle the games a lot differently. Players would handle the game a lot differently if we had a bunch of those. If Pat Bev was still around, it'll be a lot different. But let's
Like
not act like Brandon Jennings.
the hardest player in the world. That's what
Yeah.
that's my
So
whole point. It's like what you want if you want him to show more emotion, then yeah, you can say that. But to call him soft because he doesn't show much emotion, like I don't know. What y'all want him to do? Like what y'all want him to do? Get into a scuffle and slap somebody in the court or something? Or be more like I don't know. I don't. Mm.
I
The
think
only
we've been. Go ahead, Mike.
the only thing I wanted to is if maybe he's talking about it, I meant to say like he was thinking more of on the mental side because of the ref bitching and stuff. Because outside of that, I really don't see like too much other than like he's not that alpha figure like JB is. But if that's the case, why aren't you criticizing someone like Luca too? Because he does it just as much, if not more.
I
Yeah,
mean,
all of our greatest stars cry to the refs.
yeah.
LeBron,
Yeah,
like
that's true.
everybody does. It comes with the game. That doesn't mean they're initially soft. Now, I don't know in what context he was trying to throw a soft at. Like soft, he said softest Celtics star in history. Now, like I'm not gonna count Larry Bird and Mikhail. That was a different era where people was getting clotheslines. You kind of had to
I
like,
mean, but comparing off of his comment, saying that the softest Celtics player ever in history, the only ones that we could think were the toughest was Larry Bird,
Mikhail.
Mikhail. Okay, I'll throw him in there. Paul Pierce, Rondo, KG.
I don't even count none of them though.
Bill
I
Russell
count
too.
Rondo. I don't count KG because he wasn't.
But I feel like when you say the specific term in like Celtics history, all right, when you think about the Celtics greats that were the opposite of soft, we
Mhm.
think about those names. We're not thinking about nobody else.
Yeah,
And Tatum is just not, he doesn't have that aura. It's okay. But one thing I can tell you this is that Jayson Tatum is arguably, besides Larry Bird, we'll see how he continues out with the Celtics moving forward. It's probably the best talented player the Celtics has
ever
had.
come across. Yes, besides probably Larry Bird. Yeah, he's better.
So
He's better than Paul Pierce. He's better than KG. So yeah.
So I'm gonna just leave it at there.
Like that's
With
all.
that, I just don't agree. I agree to disagree. So,
Hey, I mean, like I said, I'll be wrong to call Brandon Jennings the softest buck superstar. in history, though, right?
who do you played in that era with? Was it like Michael Reds?
The
Um,
Cord Maggette, Michael Redham, Bogut was there, I think, at one point.
yeah. So it seemed like the only really, I ain't gonna say role model, but probably toughest player teammate that he had on that team was probably Corey Maggette. I got to look back at that roster and see who else was on there.
Yeah.
But that's really about it. But moving on from him, he's not in the league now, so we ain't really worried about Brandon Jennings. Jimmy Butler. I know we talked a little bit about it last week. Still no trade has happened. See a whole bunch of posts on, the media about, different actions. You've seen him recently with the Jordan jersey on and stuff like that. I just feel like we're at like where it's like two goats or button head with each other to try to get a deal done. I think the February 15th is like the deadline for
Something
the
like that.
trade deadline or something like that. So still no move has been made. But at this point, it looks like it's boiling down. I heard Phoenix Suns is in it. I heard the Lakers is in it. But it's not really no concrete like things going on. I know Bradley Beal is looking to opt out only if he goes to certain areas. But I just don't see Pat Riley wanting Bradley Beal over there. I don't really see nothing changing if you just do a simple swap like that at all. So y'all got anything different on a Jimmy Butler moves?
Then he just recently played with the team, and he said like it's not. He's like he loves the team, but he just don't like the place that they're in right now. Like I guess with him between him and management, I guess. Yeah, I mean, just let him go. I mean, but Pat ain't letting him go unless he get back a shit ton. So I just say he might as well just suck it up and stay there for the season, bro. At this point, to be honest, because
I think the unfortunate part too is that Jimmy Butler's been asking for another star for years now. I don't know who on the panel here mentioned it, but just what Jimmy Butler was able to do from the bubble, and then we talk about beating the Celtics. Was it twice in the conference championship games? Going in the finals against Denver. Clearly, Miami had potential. Has been one of the top teams, top franchises since since we've been growing up. But Miami's been one of the top franchises to go to. It's not only just the basketball team, but you living in South Beach. Everybody wanted to go to South Beach. It doesn't seem like that anymore. I know we talk about Tyreek Hill before in like the Pick Six podcast, but he wants out too. So I'm like, damn, what the hell is going on the air down there? But Miami, I'm starting to realize is becoming a bit overrated as far as like a place to live and stuff
It's
like that.
Payback
Too.
City.
So it's starting to get more expensive down there as well. People, probably professional players are looking at it different down there from their perspective. But yeah, Jimmy Butler's been asking for a lot of help there, and Pat Riley really hasn't been providing anything else. Come on. We've seen that Denver series. We knew that we projected Boston was going to be there. Everybody projected Boston was going to be there. But what did we really expect Jimmy Butler by himself to do? I think it's coming to terms, too, that Bam is just not really going to take that. He doesn't have a really next step into his game. What he's given us now, I think, is just what it is. A solid 15 and maybe 8 to 10, 11 rebounds a game. That's just what it is. But Bam is not, he's a nice 4-piece, but to be an elite 5 going against the Jokers, the Embiids, he's just not that type of big.
they just need another like to your point. They need another star. Like the young pieces that they have with Tyler Hero and Bam, they're not the next perennial star. You need a star to pair with them, to pair with Jimmy and to pair with them boys. And if Pat's not gonna go out and get that, I mean, I don't know if they tried it, but they failed because at one point they was interested in Dame, but Dame went to Milwaukee, things like that. That's why he wants out. I mean, they just lost by 20 last night to Denver, 133 to 113. And
I think they've been getting smacked up a lot lately.
yeah, they're 20 and 20. You get what I'm saying? So, and that was Jimmy's first game back. He put up 18. Tyler gave you 22 on 17 shots. And like you said, Bam's only giving you 15 and 11. So it's like you need another 20-point star to get you over that hump. and they don't have it. They picked up Rozier. Rozier is a solid bench piece at that. Um,
I
they
think
don't.
Rozier's times is about over.
They
I
don't.
think when towards the end of his Celtics seasons and the beginning of his Charlotte seasons, he just started getting injured a lot. He was a player that I was thinking that was going to be that over the hump piece for them, but he's barely available. So
Like they don't have a perennial star for real. So if you're not gonna get help, then I can see where the frustration is coming up because again, like you said, they went to the finals against Denver, then they had the bubble finals, and after that, they haven't done nothing. They haven't. They've been literally like a roller coaster, up, down, just fluctuating, just going with the motions of injuries and shit. So yeah, he want to go. His clock is ticking. What is he, 34 or something like that? Yeah, like 34, 35. His clock's ticking. Like, he want to win. And he's been to the mountaintop. He just lost twice. So if he wants to go somewhere where they got a winning chance, I'm not mad at him. But hey, sometimes, like, when you're in these shitty situations, you either play or shut up or find a way out. So that's what he's trying to do.
what you got, Mike?
Not much really. I know we covered it last time. So I think originally he requested a trade, and then he personally spoke to Pat Riley saying, "Hey, I want to get out of here." And as you said, Clips, he ain't going to trade him if he doesn't get anything back. So I think we're seeing that right now. And then on top of it, what I heard, I don't know how true it is, but they were happy that he got suspended for 7 games, and I believe they actually won a couple of those games when they went out to the West Coast road trip right after that. And then when he came back last night, they got mollywopped by Denver. So I think it's almost a problem having him in the locker room with, I don't know if it's tension between him and the team, him and the players. I don't know what's going on there, but they're almost like in the same situation now. The Pittsburgh Steelers is you got Eric Spoelstra and Mike Tomlin, two great coaches, but a team where the message has just gone stale and they don't have the right direction. So I'm curious to see what happens with him, but I think if they don't trade him, I think that would be a mistake on their part.
Because, like you said, Mike, that little I don't even, to be honest, that little West stint they went on, I don't even count that as shit because they lost to the Kings. They beat
Kings are hot right now, though.
Yeah, they lost to the Kings. They beat the Warriors. We already know the Warriors struggles. They beat Utah. Utah ain't shit. They beat Portland. Portland ain't shit. They lost to the Clippers. They lost to the Lakers, and they got their ass whooped last night by Denver. So they ain't. Like, without Jimmy, they ain't contending and they ain't shit. And with Jimmy, they ain't shit. So yeah, move off of him. You want to go?
One thing I want to ask y'all. So let's see. We know the struggles. Phoenix is going through some struggles right now. Bradley Beal, I know he's in and out of the starting lineup, coming off the bench. Booker seems to be the only consistent Phoenix Sun there in the past couple of years, and it seems like he needs that star next to him, which KD is there. We all know that, but him with injuries, and it just seems like it's not getting them anywhere. Jimmy Butler going over there seems to be the missing kind of grit, what they need in that locker room and probably on the court as well. But do y'all think that Jimmy really makes a difference on that team if there was a Brad Beal swap?
No. Seeing the same thing that happened in Brooklyn happen in Phoenix right now.
Yeah, I think I'm over, me personally, I'm over the big three, pairing up three. I'm not even going to say stars anymore now to this day because I still stand on, I don't think Bradley Beal is a star in this league as of right now. And KD is slightly diminishing himself too. Yeah, we know he puts up the points and Brad Beal could put up the points too, but as far as a consistent star in the league right now, I think those are perennial pieces on certain teams right now. I can't sit here and say that KD can go out and do what Shea's doing for his team. KD can't go out and do what Joker's doing for his team. And I just think, I don't know. I just think Booker and KD are really not meshing. Like I said,
I think KD and Booker are fine. I think it's the rest of the team. That team is ass. That team, like for real. Like, granted, they moved Bradley Beal to the bench, but he's still playing an odd sum of 20-something, 30-something minutes. So you're gonna need him in closing ones regardless. He not.
I think the thing with KD for me is just the injuries. Like I feel like him and Booker are like fine. I feel like KD could click on any team with any other star and like be able to fit in perfectly because he could do everything. But it's like you just can't rely on that on a consistent basis. It's hard for you to rely on that. The same thing that we seen like Mike brought up with the whole Brooklyn thing. You know, he was there, but then you had, Kyrie missing time. It's the same thing dealing with, Bradley Beal. He had to miss some time for injuries and stuff. So KD, I just, what we seen with him in the Brooklyn, especially the series with like Milwaukee, I don't think that's the KD that we're getting no more nowadays. He can't really do it by himself. Booker is an amazing, talented player, arguably one of the best shooting guards in the game today, but he can't do it by himself. So what do you put with that team? And is Jimmy Butler really going to make a change? Now we have Nurkic. Nurkic is another seems to be an issue over there too for them. So
he's always been the issue. Like I'm mad that people are just ignoring him. Like he is poop.
They just got Nick Richards though too, so we'll see what they can do with him.
Yeah. But Nurkic to me is poop. They don't. I don't know. They don't stick defense. They don't like. Something's missing. Like it's a whole you put Tyrese Jones at the point so that he could distribute the ball and get it to the scorers. Like for example, when they played at Atlanta, they lost by 5, I guess or whatever. KD and Booker had a great night, 30 apiece. But realistically, after that, it ain't nothing. Like it's really nothing. I really feel like y'all had a better chance when y'all had at least Grayson Allen was a defender. You throw him in the lineup like at some point so he could guard. I mean, they're not really getting nothing from this center position, no crazy rebounds, no defense. So it's like, hey.
Yeah, it definitely seems like not too many moves are going to be happening.
The way these teams are constructed right now, I feel like they're, like you said, the whole big 3 pairing, like the teams that are constructed like that now is kind of like it's dwindling down now for real.
Yeah, I think the biggest moves that we've seen so far, I know we had like D'Angelo Russell go back to Brooklyn, Dorian Finney-Smith go to the Lakers, Shake Milton, a couple draft picks were included into that, but the Lakers still need more. D'Angelo going back and forth between LA and Brooklyn. We don't really know what's going on to that. With that, I really think then we had Thomas Bryant, I believe, going to Indiana. But for me right now, the best move, and it's still time to tell to be able to see how that turns out, but was the Dennis Schroeder going to Golden State move.
That shit ain't panning out either.
And that's it's not. It's still some time, but
that shit ain't panning out, nigga. It ain't no time. His efficiency has dropped. He went from averaging I think 18 with Brooklyn to 9, close to 10 points. That's not panning out, bro. We're not getting the same production.
Yeah, as far as like the name wise and like transaction being made, that's the only reason why I think that was kind of like the best deal that we've seen so far. But like you said, like all the teams constructed to how they are, I don't really see too many like moves happening. I don't think Zion's gonna get moved before the end of the season. And then I guess we'll see what happens with the whole Jimmy Butler situation. Pat Riley, he's known for being an ass. Look what he was doing to LeBron and stuff like that. So, I definitely don't see him like moving no needle for moving no mountains for Jimmy Butler right this second.
Just one thing too to keep your eye on: the Celtics are gonna start taking offers for the team next week. The payroll, as we know, is high. If they don't get the bids that they're expecting next week, expect to see Porzingis, White, or Brown traded before the trade deadline. And you look at the way White's been playing recently. Ever since that those rumors of him going to Golden State, he hasn't been producing at the same clip he was. And Porzingis is in the after the Toronto game, he said we need to play together. So I'm just saying, don't be surprised if you see one of those or multiple guys traded before the deadline if they're trying to sell this team.
That'll be interesting. Lou, what's good, my guy? He might be froze up. Nah, that actually be interesting. I know you mentioned, we known about the Celtics moving off, um, from that franchise for a minute and stuff. Um, but they haven't had no buyers or anything. I don't think nobody else bought the team as of yet. But I know with all the contracts in place and stuff like that, some moves may be happening and stuff. Um, that'll be kind of crazy to see. But I definitely think something's going on over there in the locker room, and maybe they're feeling a little too entitled because they already run a championship. Who knows? But I can't. I'm not really gonna really get into them and really see how things look when we start to get to these 7 game series. Honestly,
I just think they're in cruise control for real. I just think Boston's in cruise control. I feel like they're at a point where they're just like, bro, we don't need the first seed to go to the chip for real, for real. Like, why do we have to? We already proved, they already made a statement last year having the best record in the league and how they held the first seed all year last year. To like, I don't feel like they need to do that now. So I think they're in cruise control. I think they're just ready for the playoffs. To be honest, um, I think they'll be fine for real, for real. If
One
they
problem.
do, if they do move off of any players though, that kind of would be crazy. I do think that'd kill the dynamic of the team, but we'll see.
Lou, you here? What's good, my guy?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. I'm here. Listening to what y'all saying, man. With Boston regarding the playoffs. I don't think you really got too much to worry about. I think if you can rest your stars and let your role players play a little bit more this second half and still maintain where your standings is, if not get better in the East, then you definitely don't have anything to worry about. But at the same time, I mean, do we really want to give them credit for 1 year of winning the finals? So I mean, if this was football, well, we say Mahomes and them, oh, they won it last year, so because they won it 1 year, we're not gonna worry about them. Wherever they land, they can still get back. I don't think we want to necessarily be that. I wouldn't say I wouldn't be that biased to it. They still got to prove something, but if they can rest their stars and their role players come into a bigger role and develop more for the team, yeah, Boston gonna be still something to reckon with in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm not really. That's what I said. Like, I'm not really too worried about how things are going right now, especially taking it from a game. I know they did lose to Toronto, but there's a lot of top tier teams, losing to these bottom tier teams. I mean, it happens. It's the game of basketball. If you don't come out with your A game or you're shooting a bunch of threes and you're missing majority of your shots, it's just not going to work in your favor. But I think they'll be fine. I do agree. As long as they worry, more so about their health and get to the playoffs, in good conditioning and stuff like that, I think they'll be fine. I think this year is going to be different because it looks like we're going to be not having too many injuries like what the Celtics had to go through last year. But teams like Indiana aren't the same. Um, teams like Orlando. Yeah, we got Paulo back. I know Franz is still hurt, but we'll see how healthy they really are by the time we get to the playoffs. Right now, my only concern, as far as the Celtics is the Celtics. And I think I've been saying this for years is that the only thing stopping them is themselves.
One thing that's been happening with them though is with them taking almost 53s a game, and they've been playing a lot of 5 out. When like they switched to a 4-1 last night, and it was much better. When these teams know you're going to take this many threes, they're just going to take away the 3 point line away from you and guard you. When they're not getting up those same open threes and they're more contested, that's why they're only, I believe, 15th in the league right now at hitting threes. They're predictable, so they got to make some adjustments. I know they live and die by the analytics, but you got so many variables in the game of basketball where you can adjust and it still works out good. So I think they got to make those adjustments going forward. Personally,
We'll see. Real quick, Lou. The first topic we had was Brandon Jennings calling Jayson Tatum the softest Celtics player in history. I want to know your take on that. What are you feeling about that?
Uh, I thought that was funny to be real. Um, did a little bit, but he ain't necessarily wrong. deep in the same aspect. Um, I think we all see Tatum as the pretty much he's been the face of the franchise since he was drafted. He even outshined Jalen Brown, and Jalen Brown had already showcased in his rookie year that is potential force to be reckoned with. So um, I don't think Tatum is that soft like the softest Celtic to ever play because I think B Jennings is a little stretch, but do I think he a little soft? Uh, he give me a little sexy vibes sometimes on the court. Man. He ain't cap. And ain't got nothing to do with him being like, and I know you trying to say, oh, they act like nah, that. But, I think they do worry about getting shot off more than and I get that, and you
Yeah,
got to shoot. But I
you
think
gotta get
sometimes
that
they better.
you gotta get that connection right.
But
That connection is bad,
we
brother.
going down,
Yeah.
man, man.
Nah, but I pretty much got a gist of, we got a gist of what it was and stuff. I mean, I do definitely do agree with that. Like he definitely shows some tendencies on the court where we could call out like, we want to see Tatum be more aggressive. Yeah, I definitely do agree, but the way you explained it, I think was the way it should have been. Like Clip said, it was the context behind of what Brandon Jennings said right after that, saying that because he didn't win a Finals MVP. I mean, all right. What else? What else is it that you call him a soft ass for? Or the most, softest player ever in Celtics history. And I felt like when he brought up the Celtics history part, when we think of the Barkers, the dogs, actually on the Celtics teams, we're thinking about four players. And yeah, Tatum is not compared to neither one of them, but that don't mean that he's soft. At the end of the day, he goes out there, balls out. He may not be consistent at it. He may be complaining to the ref a lot more, but I think for being in Boston, knowing what that franchise has been all this time, for for what everybody else has been able to bring to that team and not see Jayson Tatum do it, I don't think that, you know, at the end of the day, that's not really fair to say it like that. And like I said, I mean, let's not act like Brandon Jennings ain't have no dogs that he was going against in the league. Let's not act like motherfuckers wasn't calling him a soft ass in the league. So, to each his own. No, everybody's entitled to their own opinion when it comes to that stuff. But hey, he's a champion. He's been to the conference finals damn near every year since he's been drafted. He's arguably, besides Larry Bird, the best Celtics player to ever play for that franchise. So
I
if you
just
want to consider that soft, then I mean, hey,
I just think we're in a different era now, and isn't like again besides like probably what Shea and a couple other superstars that really like talk trash or like talk trash or like what's the word I'm trying to say like raise like raise to the rise to the occasion, I guess you want to say. Um, I just don't see like Tatum being a vocal person. He just wants to go there, hoop, give you 30, give you 40, however he's gonna give it to you. Pause, and that's it. He's just gonna go about his this day. Like, not everybody's meant to be a trash talker. Like, we're in a different era now, bro. KG was banging his head on the stanchion, bro. We're out of that era, bro. We're out of that lunatic ass shit, bro. We're not
let
doing
me
that anymore.
let
Like,
me let me let me ask you this, Clips. Is Wemby soft?
if that's, I would say it. And like, if that's the case, then it's like, I mean, we're gonna say that's the generation we're in, like soft, like.
But I agree. I think Wemby is soft, but the numbers don't seem that way. So it's like I'm not gonna just call him a soft ass. He's 7'5". He's skinny as hell. I would want him to put some weight on him. When I see him down low going against other bigs, he doesn't look strong enough. So yeah, he's soft, but I'm not gonna just sit here and like
He's the
diminish his
softest.
game.
He's the softest Spurs superstar in history.
Which he probably is, but the numbers don't show it. That we're just not in that league anymore. We're just not, and I feel like just Brandon Jennings, just like you said, I don't know if it's a clickbait thing. I don't know if it's strictly hate. I don't know if it's just he don't like the Celtics at all because he's been bashing them ever since we'd had conference finals with Milwaukee from a couple of years ago. But he's always downplayed that whole team. I mean, at the end of the day, I just feel like he needed to provide more context behind that and stuff. So I just don't agree with the comment. He could have came at it with a different tone.
Well, if we're using his logic, everyone who hasn't won a Finals MVP is soft.
I mean, my point. My point.
I just don't understand. Like again, I don't know, bro. That I just need more context. Again, like, if you want to say like his play style, like he doesn't drive to the rack, he doesn't like contact, and yeah, but softest Celtic in history. To me, it's kind of crazy because we're going down errors where we watched Larry Bird get clotheslined. Like how would you respond to that? You have to be aggressive, bro. Like we watch KG, like a lot of these players in Celtics history in those eras, you kind of can't be soft. Like you have.
Shout out to you, Gerald. He said Jayson Tatum's plays every game, haven't ducked no smoke since he was a rookie, and done a lot that more than a lot of these tough players we praise today. And I agree.
I agree.
I definitely do agree.
I just feel like again we're in a different era now, so it's a less like theatrical, I guess, if that makes any sense. Like,
and that's what I like. We seen him go against, just like Gerald say about the whole toughest players we consider in today's league. Giannis, we seen the up and up that he was able to do going against Giannis. We seen him on mismatches with bigs like Joel Embiid. We seen him guard the Anthony Edwards and stuff like that.
We watched the league call KD a cupcake. Is KD one of the softest superstars in NBA history?
Yeah. I just definitely think it came from a hateful heart.
I just want to know like the context behind soft. Like, what does he mean? Because again, like,
if we're going to talk about Jayson Tatum's gameplay and him needing to be more aggressive, or point out certain tendencies that he has, or like just like Lou said, I mean, I agree. You could sometimes you playing on the court with somebody, and you could just tell like, all right, that person ain't really like, he ain't got it like that. Like as far as the aggression and the grit, but he could give me some buckets. Like I don't know how you would really phrase that. I'm not gonna sit here and call you like a soft ass. Like that's a term, like I said when we started the show. Like you want to say that comment to me, then we're gonna have to go to the side and have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's not how we gonna go about that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm glad JT responded the way that he did. It's really not much to say on that. Has Brandon Jennings ever won a championship?
I don't think so.
Me neither. Has he ever been a leader of a team?
I don't think so.
Me neither. And what has Brandon Jennings done?
Milwaukee, I don't, bro. Like I said, I have no idea, bro.
I mean, my thing is just appreciate the game for what it is nowadays, man. In today's game.
And we're in a different era. Like I feel like all these cats is literally just gonna come and play ball, except for a certain few that are gonna like they want to talk trash, like the Ant-Mans and Shays and stuff like that. But like we're out of that league, bro. Like a lot of these kids ain't gonna be vocal.
You ain't even been an all-star. That's what he's saying.
Haven't won a chip or been an all-star. I mean, I agree.
All he was NBA All-Rookie first team, I think. Besides that, it was slow.
But you know how it be. Sometimes when you don't like a team, or you may have, I don't know what's up with these NBA OGs where they see a team where, they played in the league, see a team being success that they didn't like back in the day, and they just want to bash everybody on the team. And when they finally win, they want to point out all the wrong. Yeah, just check back into your stats, your numbers, your accolades, and see what you've done before. You come at somebody's neck for being soft. At the end of the day, my guy's accomplished more than you, he's done more than you. He's probably going to last longer in the league. So show some respect.
You think about Brandon Jennings, bro. You think about like besides his Buck days, like New York and everywhere else, he was just antics, bro. So
I'm not really like. I never really was a fan. I'm not diminishing his game. I think he was a talented point guard. He was one of the best point guards to come out of where'd he go? Oak Hill. So I think he was one of the best guards in California around with who we got. Was he before DeMar DeRozan's time?
I believe so.
I believe he was before that time. But anywho, my point exactly. I don't really know. Nobody really knows what the point of that statement was. So to each his own, man. I want to get to this last segment of the day, fellas. What I want to do is a draft your starting five segment. But this is going to be more so for I want to acknowledge the role players. Some of our favorite role players all time to ever play. How I want to do it is each of you guys get 1 star. We don't have to do no specific draft order. We could just go one by one. Everybody could get 1 star, and then the rest of your starting five, the other 4 players has to be role players. Let me pull this up real quick, just so we could get it down and everybody could visually see it. And Clips, we'll start with you. If you had 1 star to start your starting five, who would it be?
I'm gonna go. Usually, I would troll and pick Steph, but I'm gonna pick my second favorite player all the time. I'm gonna pick Brandon Roy, just for hypothetical.
Brandon Roy as your star?
Mm-hmm.
Who you got, Mike?
I got Kobe, man. You don't even got to ask me that.
Lou, if you had 1 star, who'd you pick?
I'm gonna go KD.
And I think if I was to start my team, I think I'm gonna go Joker. Clips. All right, who would you start your role players with?
Oh, sheesh. This is a good ass question. I ain't gonna hold you. A role player. Let me get Tyshawn Prince.
Oh wow, I didn't even have him on my list.
That's a good pick. I like that one.
I'll blow all this up once we finish this, and then we could talk about it after. Mike, who would be your second person?
Does Jayson Tatum count? Seeing I called him a role player last year.
Nah.
Nah. In all seriousness, give me Robert Horry. He's got enough rings. Give me some experience.
Lou, who would your first role player be to pair with KD?
Give me Jamal Crawford.
That's actually a great pick. No cap. I forgot about Jamal Crawford. Wow.
I think my second pick. I'm gonna go Lamar Odom. Go ahead, Clips.
Let me get Andre Iguodala, the role player that won a Finals MVP. Yeah.
So he's not soft then, correct?
You know?
Go ahead, Mike.
I guess I'll go, if we do it now, I'll go Sean Marion.
It's hard because, like, bro, role players, bro, like, there's a whole bunch. Like, that's damn near like.
And this was the whole point of me wanting to do this, because I feel like a lot of all-time role players, we haven't had a segment where we really talked about some of the all-time great role players in the league. So some of them I know, we definitely gonna leave out, have some honorable mentions. But Lou, who would you have as your third pick?
Give me Jason Williams, White Chocolate.
This man here trying to build a dynasty.
Dogs.
Stop playing.
I got Joker. I got Lamar Odom. I think what I'm gonna pair for that, I think I need some defense. So I'm gonna go Drew Holiday. And I picked Drew Holiday specifically because I feel like in any era, I feel like Drew Holiday would be a perfect piece, a perfect role player, perfect all around point guard that could do everything, in any era. 80s, 90s, 2010s, you could name it. Go ahead, Clips. Who you got fourth?
I'll go Ron Harper. It's either between him and Derek Fisher. I ain't gonna lie, but I really just don't like Derek Fisher.
That's why I'm taking. If you, I was gonna say, if that's who I was hoping you didn't take. Because I want Lamar and Peso took him. So, or I'm not. Yeah.
Y'all done stole my pick with Derek Fisher, man. Lou, who you got as your fourth? He froze up. Shit, hopefully nobody else picks his next pick. I'll go real quick. I highly doubt he's thinking.
There he
He's
is.
there.
I thought I saw him just move.
We'll come back to him. I think my fourth. Joker, Lamar Odom, Drew Holiday. Then took Robert Horry from me. Then took Derek Fisher. I think I'm gonna go Tony Allen.
Yo, wait, can I change my pick real quick for Ron Harper? Can I scratch that and put Tony Parker? Because technically,
Tony. Now are we considering Tony Parker to be a role player?
that's my thing. He wasn't the star of the team. It was Timmy.
That is a fact, though. He still got 5 championships.
Rob Horry's got 6.
Who would you got with your fourth pick? Damn, connection and froze him up.
Damn.
He must be out there in the boonies, boy.
Boonies, bro. You can tell he's in the boom.
Who we got? So you changing that pick to TP? Yeah, I feel like Tony Parker. I feel like with him, Ginobili.
He was a part of the big three. Like you could be a part of the big three as on a team, but you wasn't the main focal point.
Yeah, we got Lou back. Lou, what's your fourth pick?
I had Ben Wallace.
Was he a role player though?
I mean, I feel like it's the same thing that how we talked about with Tony Parker. I feel like really like, all right, we talk about Richard Hamilton, Chauncey Billups, and would we throw Tayshaun Prince in there as the big three, the stars on that team?
That shit was Ben Wallace, Chauncey Billups, and Rip.
Yeah, I don't know if we consider Ben Wallace a role player. I don't know.
Why
But I'll
not?
let you slide. I'll let you slide with that one. I'll let you
Why
slide
not?
with it. I think well, I mean the thing is,
That's my thing, is because you could be a part of a big three and be a role player. Like
I feel like when we talk about the 04, what was it, 04, 05 Pistons? I feel like when we talk about them, I feel like that was a collective
team.
Yeah, I feel like even Chauncey Billups, I don't even feel like he was really a star on that team. But if we want to point out the 2 best players, I think it was definitely him and Ben Wallace. So it's fair. I think he's right in between of being a star for that team and then being
He really couldn't score, but he was just a defensive focal point. So I'll take that. If I got Tony Parker, bro, he can take me on.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like I look at that as like kind of how like Dennis Rodman was for the Bulls.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's not a role player, but he's not a star, but he's like definitely the 4th option on that team.
Well, I mean, he only did one thing: pick, roll, dunk, rebound, and block. Like he ain't shoot no 3. jump shots. It was more so boxing out, rebounding, and dunking. That's a role player, if you ask me. You got Rip Hamilton, you got Chauncey Billups, you got Tayshaun
What's
Wallace.
good? What's good, Musa? What's good? It's all good. You couldn't make it today, man. But shout out to you. Shout out to you, man. Yes, sir. Everybody watching, like and subscribe to the channel. Lou, real quick before we lose you again with that shitty ass service, what's gonna be your last pick?
I'm going LaMarcus Aldridge.
Oh, see, nah, I can't give you Ben Wallace and give you LaMarcus Aldridge.
Marcus Aldridge was the
He was the star. He was the star in Portland. he wasn't no role player,
For how long though? You
but
don't
he
think he
was
was
a
a role player
star.
though?
He
B
was
Roy era.
definitely
B
a
Roy
star.
era. Was he a star when he was with Brandon Roy? He was a role
Who?
player then.
he was the second option, wasn't he?
You sure about that? I think
It
he
was
was still
him, Greg
a rookie
Oden.
around that time. I don't think he really became the option until later on.
Yeah, but we going off of that. We going off of that 1 year. Overall, LaMarcus Aldridge is a star. He's probably
All right,
one of the
so
best. He's probably a top 12 power forward to ever play.
all right, so if I gotta switch it up again, then
This man trying to have a stacked team.
give me Peja Stojakovic.
Yo, that's a role player. That's a role player. That's definitely a role player.
Because
Even though
KD
how
gonna
you
run that
begin
full
to
piece.
spell that man's name. My apologies for everybody tuning in. I probably spelled his name wrong, but
Just put Pager. We know who it is. Put Pager.
oh yeah, you have to roll with that. I guess, but clearly you.
That boy hating. It's all right. My lineup probably take your lineup on, bro. Because I think
Know.
Ben Wallace will get Jokic a run for his money now.
Yeah,
With the
but
squad he
unfortunately, nobody
got.
on that team's guarding Lamar Odom. So good luck with that one.
What? That's KD all day.
We got LeBron, Marcus Gasol, Scottie Pippen, Rondo, Ray Allen. See, hell nah, Gerald, you went way overboard. You supposed to get
Consider those stars.
No
one
player.
star.
Scotty
One star.
Ray Allen would have been considered a star too, so we can't even
One
say that.
star. And 4 role players. This man, Marcus Gasol, I'll give you that. Scottie Pippen, nah. Rondo.
Role player.
I give you that with Rondo. Ray Allen is definitely a star. That's not
I
bad
already
though.
had Jason Williams, so sorry, Rondo.
That's not bad. Clips, who's your last pick?
Are we doing 6-man or nah?
You can do 6, man.
My pick right here is about to be Rasheed Wallace. Oh, Rasheed's clotheslining people.
Yeah, good luck with that. Being in your starting 5, you gotta definitely have a good 6, man, because he's gonna get fouled out quick.
I'll take
Go ahead, Mike.
I'll take Jermaine O'Neal.
I forgot about Jermaine
Jermaine O'Neal
O'Neal.
was a star though for Indiana.
Yeah,
We
He
can't
didn't
ignore
win
that.
nothing.
Yeah, he was a star for Indiana for years, even after Reggie
That's
left.
true. That is true.
I feel like Mike's thinking about Jermaine O'Neal when he was bald in Boston.
So I said we didn't win nothing at Indiana.
At this point, shit, freaking Lou got damn Ben Wallace. I guess I'll let you slide with Jermaine O'Neal.
Slide. Ben Wallace was a role player.
I gotta put the year. I gotta put the year that.
Ben Wallace was a role player. What are we talking about here?
Oh man. I guess if I had a last pick to go with this team, I definitely need a shooter. Definitely need a shooter. So I'm gonna go Danny Green.
Yeah, my lineup's cooking your lineup, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Drew Holiday and Jason Williams might be a little matchup. I think defensively, Drew Holiday could do a little something with him. Jokic on Ben Wallace.
Crawford, name one person who's gonna guard Jamal, and then name
I
one person who's gonna guard KD.
I got Tony Allen.
Who's gonna guard who? Who's gonna guard who?
I'm gonna put Tony Allen on Jamal Crawford. I mean, at the end of the day, Jamal Crawford,
Okay.
we already know
Okay.
shifty god. You know what I'm saying? But you
Mhm.
know, Lamar Odom and KD. I give KD that matchup. He might got that, but
KD's
Lamar
cooking Lamar. I'm gonna be real.
and Lamar will cook him on the other end too.
I ain't even, nah, we ain't gonna go there. I was about to say if Chloe
Joker's not doing anything with Ben Wallace outside that paint. It's not happening.
Ben don't need to be outside the paint. He know his role. KD, everybody knows their role.
So
That's the point of my lineup. Why everybody's gonna work well. Who's
go
gonna
ahead and
guard
leave.
Peja?
Go ahead and leave Joker open if you want to.
Peja 6'7". Who's gonna guard
And
Peja?
and he's soft. That's a soft ass mother. Excuse my language.
You think Danny Green? You think Danny Green's gonna guard Peja?
I don't need Danny Green to play defense. I'm not worried about that. That's why I got two
You're
defenders.
cooked. My lineup will cook your lineup. Just go ahead and
Nah,
say it. By
that's
an
not
average
happening.
margin of 17 points.
That's not happening.
In a
He said
7-game series.
Iggy was a star though. Iggy was the first option. So would you say Iggy? Yeah, Iggy kind of. Iggy's a star? You say Iggy's a star?
Nah, I think that's fair to
Iggy
give
was a
Iggy a role
star in
player.
Denver when he paired up with AI now. After
And
Carmelo left.
and also his first year in Philly. He's going crazy.
Yeah, but we'll let you have Iggy because he did become more of a role player because you're talking about the Finals MVP. That was role player Iggy. That went first option Iggy.
Yeah, it's
That
not
was,
bad. If y'all had a six man, we could do an honorable mention. If y'all had a 6-man, who would it be?
We're going in order.
Y'all can throw. I mean, if y'all had another one and stuff. I mean, unless we got the same one. But go ahead, Mike. Who you got?
I'm going Ron Artest.
Motherfucker.
See, I was thinking of Ron Artest earlier too. That's
not Meta World Peace. Ron Artest.
I'll go. Jordan Clarkson. Just to throw somebody in there from this era, because he technically is the role player. He's the role player.
Lou, if you had one more, who would it be?
Probably. Damn, that's a tough one. That's a lot of damn errors. Oh yeah, all right. I'll do this. I'll go Mo Williams.
Good pick.
Please.
I forgot about Mo Williams.
Yeah, having him off the bench.
Bring that scoring off that bench to keep it going.
This is tough because there's a lot.
But he got there.
Because there's a lot of players that were stars, but they had longer stints as role players, or probably like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, this is tough. But I think would y'all consider, and this might be a stretch, but Amari Stoudemire to be a role player?
hell no.
Nah, I thought about him earlier.
He was a star in Phoenix and a star in New York. Try that to somebody else, dog.
He had 2 instances as
like the fact that you even had to say it like that, you already knew what time it was.
I feel like y'all should let me slide with that. Y'all got Ben Wallace and freaking Jermaine O'Neal.
Bro, stop. Jermaine O'Neal was more of a star than Ben Wallace was, so we can stop bringing up the Ben Wallace situation.
Iggy wasn't really my thing is Iggy. The reason why I can't like Iggy had one stint as a star for real. When he went to Denver, that was just like a team collective. He just looked like the best player out there because they didn't have nobody.
This is tough.
He was playing with Wilson Chandler. Like,
I think if I had to pick another role player, I was thinking about.
And think about this, right? Iggy as a right. You want to say Iggy was a star? My boy was only a one-time All-Star.
That is true.
That ain't a star for real, cuz.
I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Luol Deng. And I'm pretty sure if I had other options and I could think off the top of my head right now, it probably wouldn't be him. But
Wait, would Joakim Noah be a role player? Oh, Sean Livingston's I should have took Sean Livingston. I had him in the back of my mind. Cap. Would Joakim Noah be a role player?
Yeah.
I think he was. Yeah, definitely think he was.
Florida, he was a
If
star.
you
but-
consider him a role player, how come Ben Wallace isn't, bro? I mean, come on, bro. What are we talking about here? What are we really talking about here, man? How
So
do you give
Jakeem-
Joakim Noah a
Jakeem-
pass but not Ben Wallace? And they did the
Jakeem,
exact same
Jakeem
thing.
Noah.
Joakim
Jakeem-
Noah
so
actually took threes and shots, but this man Ben didn't. Like, what are we talking about here?
I would consider Carlos Boozer a star on that team before Noah.
That's fair.
I agree.
And I think it's the same situation with the Pistons back then. I think if we had three players, I'm thinking about Chauncey Billups, Richard Hamilton, Ben Wallace, as far as the three stars on that team.
Hmm.
Chicago, I'm thinking about Derrick Rose, Carlos Boozer, then I'll throw out Jakeem Noah. Luol Deng will probably be next in line, but I consider him more of a role player. Then you had Kirk Heinrich, role player. Kyle Korver, role player.
I should have picked up Kyle Korver. Fuck.
Yeah,
So-
Ain't nobody say Larry Hughes.
But see,
That was
that
a good
is a
role
lot of players. I see you naming him. I forgot about him. There's a lot of role players. A lot of role players out there. But these are the teams, man. Everybody watching, leave a comment down below who you think got the best team. And if you got a team where you could pick one star and 5 other role players, leave a comment down below and let us know what
All
your
I
team
know
is.
is my team could play 5 out, and I got 2 of the top wing defenders.
You sure about that?
Bro, I got the best balanced
AE?
team out of
He and
everybody.
Tayshaun Prince, 2 great wing defenders with length. Pause.
Musa, so we picked one star and then we picked a starting 5 of role players and then one bench man. That's what that's looking like. So
Hey Musa, if you got any common sense, you know
Ben Simmons.
basketball. Looking at this roster, you know
Musa, leave a
who
comment if
cooking
you're
who.
watching right now, bro.
You know who cooking who.
Is
Ben
Ben Wallace
a role player?
a role player or is he a star?
3 out of 4 on this panel is saying he's a role player. There's only one person saying he's a star. What are we talking about here? Why is he still forcing the issue? He just gave Joakim Noah a pass, but then you go ahead and sit and talk about Ben Wallace.
Nah, Joakim Noah is a star. If we gonna do that, Joakim Noah is a star. I take that back. Ben Wallace ain't no
Star in
damn role player.
Florida. I don't know about in Chicago.
Ben Wallace ain't no damn role player, bro. And the reason why I'm saying, because we talking about Ben Wallace, bro. Ben Wallace is significantly better than Jakeem Noah. So to compare the two, Ben Wallace is a
But
star.
why do you say he's better? Because he banged the boards. He played harder defense. That's not necessarily constitute him being the star of the team. He
No,
just
but
played his
he was,
role very well and developed, and you consider him a star because you know the impact it had.
but he was definitely one of the stars on that team. There wasn't just one star, especially that
It was
Detroit Pistons
the whole
team.
starting lineup was the stars. Let's just keep it G. Rasheed Wallace wasn't no slack.
But he wasn't a star.
Wasn't a star, yeah.
He was the 4th option.
Hey, put
So Tony,
points on
so
the board
let me ask you this, Lou. Was Tony Parker a star?
for his squad. Yeah,
Was
For his
Ginobili a
squad.
star?
for his squad, yes.
So Ben Wallace was a star for his squad too.
And that's how you see it, bro. Hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion, like you said. Dude, that was a big 3. Who played defense for San Antonio that did what Ben Wallace did? You got Timmy. You got who else? They even
Yeah,
had Robert Orr. Like who
yeah,
else?
Fine. You could say that. Yeah, you could say Tony Parker was a star. I didn't even know he had finals. Damn, 6 All-Stars, and he had 4
Oh.
All NBAs.
But
I
hey,
agree with that.
Hey, but everybody's entitled to their own
Ben
opinion.
Wallace have just the one, 2.
Yeah, I think Ben Wallace only had like what? Let me see.
So would you consider Rudy Gobert a star?
I know Clips wouldn't.
Hell no. Hell no.
Nah,
Don't
no,
nobody want to play with that, man.
So,
I don't know. He need to work. He need to
is
work
that
on his
not-
leg. He
would
need
you
to
not
work on his legs and his feet work a little bit.
Yo, Ben Wallace, right? Hit me out though. Ben Wallace, 4-time NBA All-Star, 5-time All-NBA. 4-time defensive player.
Is
The
Rudy
accolades-
Gobert a star in today's league?
No.
The accolades sound like he a better star than Ben Wallace.
I'm not
Only
gonna
thing
go
he
that
don't have
far.
is the championship.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go that far and say that he's a bigger star than Ben Wallace.
Nah.
He's a bigger JaVale McGee. He
I
having
think
his JaVale McGee moments right now that JaVale used to have.
Yo, Shaq and a fool is a thing right now.
It's gonna forever be a thing. When
Man.
you got folks doing goofy stuff like that, man, it's gonna forever be a thing. They always bring up the infamous Kendrick Perkins.
Oh, Kendrick Perkins is definitely a role player. I should have put him on.
I thought Peso was going to take him.
Oh hell no, I
You
ain't taking
definitely
that.
getting
Dude.
cooked if you put Kendrick Perkins on your squad.
I don't know what the hell he's gonna do or
Because
guard.
who he gonna guard on my roster? Kendrick Perkins.
I
is
mean,
getting cooked on
averaging 5
everybody's
and 5
roster.
is just not enough. So
5x5.
That man
was he
said he
5
would have put
5
Kendrick
points,
Perkins
5
on his
points a
roster.
game,
It's crazy.
5 rebounds a game? Nah, KP could go stick with the analyst stuff. He's good. But man, we appreciate everybody. Say it again.
I'm surprised he ain't say Porzingis. He ain't no star.
Nah, he was though.
He was a star in New
In
York.
New York. And he was a second option in Dallas. He was damn near starting Dallas too. He just didn't play a lot.
I'm not going to consider him being a role player right now in Boston. Well, no, right now, yeah, I take that back. I consider him being a role player in Boston right now, but overall, career-wise, I think he's more of a star than this is his first year playing a role player position or second year playing a role player position. So I definitely think KP's a star.
All I know is Brandon Roy, Tyson Prince, and Iggy getting it done. Clamps.
Man, thank everybody for tuning in today, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. Tune in for next week for another episode. I know we got the Pick 6 coming out with another episode tomorrow, right before the national championship game. Who y'all got real quick? What's y'all picks?
I already said I got Ohio State whooping ass, belt the ass.
I'm gonna go Ohio State too.
Who you got, Mike?
It's a close game, but I got Ohio State. But I don't think it's going to be as big of an ass whooping as people think.
Musa said Brandon Jennings is a hater. Can't tie JT
laces.
So I'll be, man. Musa, we'll talk about it more next week when we get to another episode, man. Thank everybody for tuning in. Like and subscribe to the channel. And enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Peace.
Brady A. Hey, run that thing up.